This past week, Donald Trump made an announcement that he is planning on completely screwing over red states and, of course, the voters who helped him get back into the White House. Now, that's not exactly what he said. Those were not the words that he used in the announcement, but that, of course, is what will happen with what he actually announced. Because Trump's actual statement was this: we want to wean off of FEMA, and we want to bring it down to the state level. A governor should be able to handle it, and frankly, if they can't handle it, the aftermath, then maybe they shouldn't be governor. He also added that the federal government will start distributing less federal aid for disaster recovery and that the funding will come directly from the president's office. So let me kind of summarize that for you. He's going to get rid of FEMA by the end of this year. In fact, he said at the end of hurricane season, which his acting FEMA director didn't even know was a thing. So FEMA will be gone. And yes, technically that screws over everybody in the country, but when you consider the fact that the majority of FEMA funds and aid and assistance go to red states compared to blue states, then it does in fact screw over red states, the people who voted for Trump, more than it screws over anyone else. So as per usual, we have a Republican specifically doing things to intentionally hurt the people who put him in office. And yet these numbnuts out there will continue to support this idiot, even as they lose everything and have no way to recover any of it. And I'm sorry, this does piss me off, because I live in a red state. I didn't vote for Donald Trump. I have used FEMA in the past, and it's hurricane season where I live. The threat of a hurricane is very real. In fact, NOAA is predicting a busier than usual hurricane season for us. And we may not have FEMA to do anything about it because Trump says we're going to do away with it. We're going to distribute fewer federal funds because the states ought to be able to handle it. And if they can't, then you shouldn't be governor. Let me explain something to you very clearly. When a governor, red or blue state, doesn't matter, but when a governor requests aid from FEMA, it's not because that governor is saying, I can't do this. Oh, God, help me. What am I doing? I'm terrified. They're doing it because they don't have the money or the resources inside of the state to be able to respond to everybody that needs help. That's why. It's not because the governor is incompetent and shouldn't be governor. It's because, okay, 800,000 people are without electricity. 800,000 people have no running water. 800,000 people have no food. I don't have food or water for 800,000 people. I don't have generators. I don't have hotels to put them in. I don't have the money to give them to go book hotels. FEMA does. And those are things that FEMA does. FEMA sends out workers to go put the blue tarps over people's roofs after they blow off during hurricanes. That's FEMA. FEMA is, when it's not run by incompetent Republicans like George W. Bush and Donald Trump, one of the greatest government agencies we have. And I say that as somebody that has gone through multiple, some very severe hurricanes and has had to rely on FEMA. I've never had an issue with it. FEMA is not the problem. The problem is that the states don't have the money to handle this. They don't have the manpower. They don't have any of it. And Trump is saying, oh, well, it's all on you. And yes, the state I am in right now, Florida, we are the top recipient of FEMA funds. Next up is Texas, also a red state. Third on the list is Louisiana, also a red state. Florida has money. Texas has money. Not enough to necessarily accommodate everybody during a natural disaster. Louisiana does not. Mississippi, right next to Louisiana, does not. Arkansas, right above, does not. Alabama does not. Georgia does not. Do you get the point here? When the disasters hit this year, and they will, and we've already seen it happen in multiple red states that Donald Trump has decided to completely ignore, his own voters will be screwed. Some of them, I think tiny numbers of them, will realize that they voted for this and this man screwed them over and maybe they'll be done with it. Most of them, no. Most of them, that won't even be a thought that crosses their head. They will sit there in piles of rubble, wondering why the government's not coming, but never once stopping to think that Donald Trump did this to them, because that's what's coming this year. Thank you, everyone, for your continued support of us here at Fair and Balanced, and I want to introduce something completely new. We have now opened up memberships for our fans, and by signing up and becoming a member, you not only get exclusive early access to each day's videos, so you will get to see them a day before the general public, but you will also qualify for badges, emojis, special little icons. So please, we encourage everyone, if you want to help support the channel, please think about signing up and becoming a member. It is your support that helps keep us going. So thank you all very much. Check out the perks of membership, and I hope to see you all as members very soon.